There was an old clock tower at the edge of a small town. Its hands had kept time for generations. But lately the clock had grown slow, not from rust alone, but from being lonely. People passed by and told stories to one another, but fewer stopped at the tower to wind it. A boy named Sami loved to run. He ran errands, raced the bakery's cart, and chased the street cats with gentle grabs. One day on a run, Sami found the clock's key lying in a patch of weeds. He tried the key and the big clock coughed and ticked and slowed. Sami ran to the clock keeper, an old man named Faraj, who had grown thin with work and worry. "The clock is losing time," said Faraj. "It needs a sequence of careful winds at certain times of day, and a cleaning only a patient hand could do." Sami wanted to help, but he was just a boy. "I could not fix gears," he said, "but I could keep time. I could run the schedule." Faraj looked at the boy, seeing the strong legs that never stopped moving, hearing the quick heartbeat that matched the clock's. Maybe there was hope yet. So Faraj taught Sami how to oil a spring, how to hold a tiny screwdriver without dropping it, and how to listen to the clock's breath. Every afternoon, Sami would run errands in the morning and return at the hour to turn the key, and Faraj would show him where a squeak lived and how to quiet it. Slowly, the clock began to chime on the hour again, and the baker timed his bread to the chime. The school bell matched it, and the market stalls opened with a steady pace. People began to gather again under the tower to share news and tea. One stormy evening, when wind shook the shutters, a loose gear slipped and the clock missed its stride. At first, Sami did not notice. He was playing a game with the baker's son, racing toward the clock tower with shouts and laughter. But when they reached the bottom of the stairs, they heard a strange silence. Faraj was right. The clock was losing time, and it was Sami's turn to wind it. He looked at the boy in the baker's apron, saw the worried crease in his forehead, and knew what he had to do. Sami ran through mud and rain to the tower and, with Faraj's steady voice over his shoulder, fixed the gear and wound the key. The chime pealed just as the storm softened, and neighbors stepped out to laugh and clap because the town's heartbeat had returned. When the sky cleared and the sun slanted through the windows, Sami sat on a stool beside the old clock keeper. The rhythmic tick-tock echoed around them. "See, you have a gift," said Faraj, smiling. "You have the gift of time, of keeping the beat of things." Sami felt the quiet pride of a runner who has just finished a race. He understood now what the baker had known all along. It wasn't just bread that needed rising. Time itself needed tending. From then on, Sami continued to wind the clock. He never grew too busy or too old to turn the key, and Faraj never grew too tired to pass on his knowledge. He kept teaching Sami and, when he was ready, other boys, how to be a clock keeper. Over the years, they all learned that a small pair of running legs and a willing heart could keep a whole town's rhythm. And Faraj discovered that teaching was a way to pass time forward. As for the clock, it never became new again, but it kept better time than it had in years because it had been cared for by two hands, one old and careful, one bright and fast. And if you ever hear a clock that sounds like someone humming, it may be the sound of a pair who learned to keep each other on time.